I'm Dr. Rizwana. By profession, I'm a doctor. I did my MBBS from Padumala Medical College, Mangalore, in Karnataka. And I did my post-graduation in ophthalmology, that is eye specialty, in Government Medical College, that is Mysore Medical College in Mysore, that is also in Karnataka. I'm from Mangalore, Karnataka, and I live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm also a mother of 3 kids. Last year, I was looking for nutritional options for my mother who was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and I wanted to help her out, and I wanted to also give her advice on her diet. As a doctor, I can tell her a lot of things about thyroid issues or thyroid disorders and how that will affect her health. But regarding the diet, I couldn't give much information to her, couldn't give much advice to her. So I looked up online and I was trying to find out, what all she can consume as a hypothyroid patient, what all she can avoid. And I wanted to learn a little more about it. And when I browsed through the net about the academies which teach nutrition, Optimum Wellness Academy came up. And I sent them an email that I want to learn nutrition, and they immediately called me back, and that's how I registered into the academy. At the Optimum Wellness Academy, I enrolled for a certification, and then after that I realized that I should continue with this and I should enroll for the diploma courses, because that has a lot of clinical aspects which I really loved, and that helped me a lot. So I continued with the diploma course. So my course was Diploma in Food Nutrition and Dietetics. I visit India once in every 6 months. I come for vacation and stay with my family, visit my parents, visit my in-laws, and stay with them for some time and then get back. So during my last visit to India, I found out that my mother was ill, and I was looking for options. I really wanted to help her out. So me being a doctor and a daughter, I really wanted to, I was really wishing the best for her. So that's when this Optimum Wellness Academy came up, and I contacted them. But I was also skeptical that what if it is a scam? What if it is just not the regular academy, and if they might ask me for one-time payment, and they may just disappear, or I might not get the promised lessons. So I was worried about joining there, because I had also heard rumors, because when you live far away, there are a lot of things going on in India, and you'll always be worried, what if somebody does something to you, what if they cheat you, what if you get scammed. So all these things were always, I was a little apprehensive about that. But when I contacted them, they assured me, but also I wanted to make myself sure about it before I go ahead with it. And the career counselor or the admin from the Optimum Wellness Academy contacted me, and she assured me, and she also gave me the contact number of somebody who had finished the course from my state. So I got a chance to speak with her, and then when I was convinced, I joined the academy. And rest assured that as I say, the Optimum Wellness Academy has done a great job, and I was really happy that I took the best decision, and I was happy that I joined the academy. Learning experience was good. Learning experience, I would say, was very good. It's slightly different from what were taught in the med school. Pretty much the traditional style of teaching was there, but here there were a lot of softwares that made me really happy that I could use these things for making diet plans. Those things were very interesting for me, because it was first time for me, and coming from a medical background, learning all these technologies, all these things, really boosted me a lot. It helped me a lot, and I enjoyed throughout. And regarding the topics, they were good. The topics covered in the class were really good. And those were the ones which, as a doctor, I can say that those were the ones which were taught in medical school, but here it was taught in more detail, and the practical aspect of it, clinical and practical aspect of it. We learned more of theory during my med school, but here I learned the clinical scenario, like how I can make use of this knowledge. And when it comes to the faculties, they were on time, classes were taken regularly, and I had an amazing experience with all the faculties, and they were very helpful. And whenever I would have questions, I would post it in the group, and they would right away answer all those queries. So that was a wonderful experience, I would say. There were no language barriers I faced. So the faculties were open to all the languages. So the topics were discussed both in English as well as in Hindi. So anytime, whenever required, they would discuss, and they would make it easier for the non-English speaking students for them as well. So it was a good experience, and we really enjoyed studying in or being a part of Optimum Wellness Academy. WhatsApp support has been very beneficial. You can approach the faculty anytime you wish to, and you can post your questions there. It is not only your questions which is going to benefit, your fellow mates, your batchmates will be posting questions as well. So you will be able to think in their perspective as well. That is also going to benefit. So anytime you post questions, the faculties will read and they'll go through them, and then they'll give you the answers right away. Maybe within few minutes you will be given the answers. And also regarding the class updates, and if there is any new research updates, any new scientific study that has come up, even that will be shared in the groups, which is very essential for us, because sometimes we forget, or sometimes we don't realize that we might have missed out these things. But these WhatsApp groups are really, really beneficial. Best thing about the academy is that the faculties, they remember you very well. They remember you, so throughout they keep in touch with you. And if any point of time you face any kind of difficulty, be it the clinical aspect, or you're dealing with a client, or something you're not sure about while giving a diet plan, or any medical advice, anything you're not sure about, or the other thing is that your clinical aspect, your theory part, somewhere you have some kind of doubt. So in such cases, you can always post questions and always ask them, and they will be ready to help you out any point of time. They'll remember you, and they will definitely help you. And this is what I felt. Many times I do ask in the groups, and that has helped me a lot. And also your fellow mates who ask questions, through them also you learn. So it's always a learning process, and it's a great support. WhatsApp is a great support. During med school, these topics, nutrition topics, are not given much importance, to be honest. Not much. You're taught about maybe carbohydrates, fats, proteins. Maybe you're taught about all that, but not in depth. Maybe what is needed for your theory aspect. And also when they are taught, they will be only the theoretical aspect. So you would not know how to use that and how to make use of that in a day-to-day life or in a practical scenario. At present, what I have seen is most of the doctors give you medications. Most of them, they give you what is required for your condition. If you are suffering from diabetes, they put you on anti-diabetic medications or insulin, depending on your sugar levels, blood sugar levels. When it comes to thyroid, they treat you accordingly. And even for PCOS, PCOD patients, the gynecologist will give you she'll give you medications and hormonal pills whatsoever. But basically, they have not been taught how to take care of their diet, how to and what all can affect their diet. That has not been told to them or not been advised, which as nutritionists we can do. And also, if the doctors learn little bit more about the nutrition, they themselves can advise the patients in a better way. So in my opinion, the doctors, they can definitely learn about the nutrition and can help their patients. The clinical lectures at the academy were really good. The topics chosen were diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, thyroid, and PCOS, PCOD. All of these issues which are really, really upcoming and more of a lifestyle, disorders because of which we are suffering. So these topics were taught in detail, especially diabetes. Diabetes is more common nowadays, and India has become the diabetes capital of the world. So we are learning a lot more about it. We are learning we learned how to check your blood sugar levels and what are the different monitors and what time you can check and what are they called, all of these things. And when it came to cardiovascular diseases, different kinds of different kinds of chest pain, angina, unstable or stable angina, and hypertension, how it can affect your health, and hypercholesterolemia, when the cholesterol levels are very high, how they can lead to atherosclerosis. All of these things we learned over there. And more importantly, at the moment, the young girls and young women are suffering from PCOS, PCOD. So we learned a lot in detail about these menstrual cycles and how these hormones and hormonal imbalances are causing them problems. All of these things were taught in details. And not to forget even the thyroid diseases, the thyroid hormones, how to check them, what are subclinical levels and what are the normal levels, and how hyper and hypo will affect your health. All these were taught in a very detailed manner, and that imparted a great knowledge in us. So I would definitely say since I'm from a clinical background, I definitely loved the clinical aspect, and that has been my favorite. But not to forget that clinical aspects are the ones which we are dealing in our day-to-day life. We are encountering a lot of people coming with many health issues because of the lifestyle choices they make. So you can help in many ways, and that is why the clinical topics, clinical concepts are given a lot of importance to. The knowledge definitely were applicable, as each case scenarios are different. Each client you face, they are different. The knowledge also will be applied in a different way. So what you learn in one case may not be applicable in the other one. So you will definitely learn, and you will make the best use of it. And at the same time, I'd like to point out the myths that we discussed in the class. They were they were very essential. There were a lot of myths which were busted, and it was really helpful for us from a scientific point. It was cleared, and so that we could explain it to the common man or your client. You can explain it in a certain way so that it could benefit them in their health. I did make diet plans. I made plans first for my husband, and he's working on it, and he's showing improvement, and I'm happy to see that. Also, I made a couple of diet plans for my neighbors who had asked me to do. So I'm checking on them, and they are showing progression. They are improving. So I'm glad to see that. So since they were based on scientific evidence, I would say most of the knowledge you study here were applicable. Recorded sessions were very essential and very helpful. Some days I have missed classes, and that has helped me to go back and watch the recordings and make my own notes. And second thing is that whenever you have your exams are approaching, you could go back to the recorded class and clarify your own doubts, and you can rewatch any number of times. That has been really an advantageous thing. And also from the recorded lessons, if you have any kind of questions, you could take a snapshot and you can share it with the faculty members and ask them for help. So these recorded sessions have been very essential, very helpful. When the diet plan started in the beginning, it started very smoothly, with a pen and paper, how you can make a diet plan, how you can change. So that kind of motivated me to start doing things on my own, because it was a new experience and I wanted to really learn it. And as and when the Microsoft Excel came, the sheets came, the Microsoft Word, we started using it. I was not much used to the softwares because of my background. Being a doctor, you don't use those things too often, right? So I ended up learning that, and it gave me, I can say, immense pleasure. I really enjoyed that. And as and when you started learning and I started, getting the hang of it, the ultimate thing came, that was the artificial intelligence, which made everything easier. You really didn't have to work hard. You just have to type and you'll get your answers. So this is how it progressed. But the learning process was super awesome and super fun. Like, really enjoyed. When we were asked to build your own CV and build your own logo, I was little worried, because how am I going to do? I have attended those classes and how to build your own name, how to build your own CV, how to build a client communication, and basically entrepreneurship. So I've attended all of that, but when it comes to your own, when you have to do on your own, it is kind of scary. It is kind of, a situation where you don't know how you're going to proceed. For me, that fear was always there. But I did take the help of the faculty members. I did ask them questions, and I started doing something on my own and asked people around me, my friends, to help me out to build a logo. And that's when I slowly decided these things are very essential. These things will help you to have your own strong career. It will help you that in future, whenever you have to start your business, or you have to do a client communication, they'll see your logo and how wonderfully you have done it, how wonderfully you conduct yourself, and how beautifully you talk and communicate with them. And when you have to discuss their plans, all these things were really beneficial. The way the faculty members taught us, the way they taught about building your career and building a client communication, I think that was on point. It was very essential and very helpful, and we learned a lot from it. Assignments make you take you one level up. This is what I believe. If you're doing your assignments correctly, if you are following and you're doing your homeworks right, you are doing a lot of things right. So I have believed in that, and that's how I have been all my life. So when a teacher gives you an assignment, when they tell you to do certain things, there is a reason behind it. They are asking you to do it so that you become better at it. So when you are in a position, if you don't have any kind of help, if you have done your assignments correctly, if you have done your homework correctly, you will be able to sort out on your own. You will be sort out your problems on your own. You won't need any help, and you will become better at it eventually. And regarding the MCQs, it's all a part of learning. If you have opted for a course, if you want to learn, and that too basically it's a science, it's not going to be like very smooth for you. You have to work little hard. So I believe these MCQs have helped me in many ways. Those MCQs are really great. Keep practicing them. You will become better at it, and you will learn a lot. And when the results come, you would have learned things which you wouldn't have imagined. Regarding the client communication, if you have to learn about a practical case scenario and somebody's real life experiences, you have to listen to them. Since you're a student, you won't have one-to-one communication with the client already. So you have to learn through the teacher's perspective or their clients. Optimum Wellness Academy has taken an initiative by giving us the recorded sessions of the client communication, which no other academy has done. So all we can do is we can go through them, we can learn from it, and we can see where we are going wrong, and we can fix those issues. So we can go through them any number of times we want, and we can build up our own client communication through them. So these recordings will not only teach you how to build up a communication. They will also teach you how you can continue the conversation and how you can have a good rapport with them, and you can give a good diet plan to them. So on your own you can't do it because you're a student. So take it from your teacher, take it from the faculty members, what they have done. Through them you can learn this and become better at it. Optimum Wellness Academy nutrition fees has been reasonable, and and you have the option of paying both in installment or one-time payment. And for the quality teaching they are providing, I think the fee is good and it is reasonable. The time duration of the course was at least for a diploma, if you take, the time duration of the course is pretty decent, because a lot of clinical aspects and a lot of practical aspects were also covered in it. So I think it is good. Writing has always been far superior in comparison to watching the screen and reading through it. And when you write, you retain things for a longer time. So I would definitely recommend writing and then going through it again, because when you write, you will be also pointing and highlighting the important points, which will help you do the revision faster. Regarding offline and online teaching, always offline has its own advantages, because you can meet the teacher in person, you can meet the faculty in person, and you can have a discussion one-to-one. That benefit is there, and you are at a place you enjoy going, and you will have a physical contact with people as well as a faculty and your academy. This is one advantage you will find when it is offline. But when it is online, you might be at a different place, but you can still continue learning. Being at a place will not be a limitation for you. You are going to learn anyway. So that is very essential in my case. Certain things you have to compromise. You cannot have it your way all the time. So you can, if you want to learn, it's all your passion. If you're really keen on learning, whether it is online or offline, you will definitely make it your way. You will definitely learn. So be little open-minded. Take up online. It's totally fine. You will learn a lot, and the topics that are taught in depth. So that I can assure that the topics are very well taught and they are taught in detail. So whether you're going and attending an academy physically or you're doing online, either ways you will learn. So you will definitely take advantage of it. Regarding my future plans, as I live in Saudi Arabia, I'd like to get myself registered here as a practicing nutritionist, along with my main degree as an ophthalmologist, and I'd like to work in a hospital. And I'm a fitness enthusiast. I like to do kickboxing, and I'm also a cyclist. So I enjoy doing that, and I like to continue that, and I want to motivate my family, my community, and whoever is with me, all my friends and my siblings. I want to encourage everybody so that they give utmost importance to their health and nutrition, and they take care of themselves very well, because self-care is very essential. This is what I believe in, and I want to continue teaching, and I want to educate more and more students so that they are aware of the health benefits of lot of food items that is available to us. So I'm really looking forward to it. I want to be a researcher. I want to do a lot of clinical studies. So this is what I see my future here. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm also passionate about teaching. I'm passionate about speaking. So if I've been called to the hospital or any schools or research centers, to share my knowledge about nutrition, I would be happy to do it. I would definitely recommend Optimum Wellness Academy. I had a wonderful learning experience in the academy. The teachers were amazing. The classes were conducted beautifully, and they were conducted on time regularly. The faculty members were very punctual, and they made us learn. They made us think. They gave us that the critical analysis. We were taught many things during the med school. A lot of theoretical aspects were taught, but the real critical thinking, the practical aspects were taught by Optimum Wellness Academy. So based on my experience, I would definitely say it's an amazing academy. So do get yourself enrolled in the academy.